If you imagine somebody throws a rock into a pond, a sighted person has this anticipatory sense about it, and they're sort of anticipating that it's going to go plop and there's going to be ripples. But a blind person is not going to see the rock leave the person's hand, and there's not going to see the rock sailing through the air, but they'll hear this noise. And rather than it being the end of the process, it's the beginning of this infinite sort of possibilities.
My journey then becomes this open state of perpetual curiosity of rediscovering and figuring out the story. So that really started getting us thinking about, okay, we need to rethink this story. We need to rethink how we're telling it, from what perspective.
Ravi passed this idea about this metaphor of love is blind, and he wanted to know if I thought that was an ableist idea, which was a great question. I didn't think it was ableist, but I did recognize that it was a metaphor, which is a challenge. And the challenge of that, for me personally, is that I'm a living person. I'm not a metaphor.
It's also been so great to have real young people as Romeo and Juliet, and you can see our older company members who've maybe done this play 3-4 times in their career who are like, oh my God.
As a 14-year-old person, I feel like I can connect with Juliet. I can really feel her emotions and her thoughts and her angers and her frustrations.
Romeo to me is a person that feels so deeply, which is something that unfortunately I think this world is lacking at some points, or in some areas, is that deep love and compassion. Working with Alex was exciting, but also there was a level of nerves that came with that. But you know, we figured out if I'm wearing heavy set shoes, she can hear where I am a little bit better.
I think that's probably one of the main things for me in terms of my process as a blind actor, is I have to make sure that I have found ways to enable everyone else in the room to help me work well.
And I guess the other thing we've been looking at through this workshop is also space and how everybody can move through space.
So like on the first day, Christine and I pulled out a tape measure to be like, what's actually 6 feet? And it was funny because we were like, uh-oh, our original idea is like, we're gonna have all the cast on the stage. And the two of us were like, that's totally impossible. And we were walking through it, and then the two of us were like, no, wait, this is really good, because this is a great constraint to play with.
We sort of see these plays from the same perspective over and over and over and over and over and over again, and the things that change about it are like the design, it's sometimes the cut, it's whatever, but it's not the perspective we start from. It always more or less starts from the same perspective.
I think for me, the thing that I'm smacked by kind of again in this process is it's really about the who. When you change the who of the storyteller, it reveals so much more about what the story is.